If we want a future with sustainable energy, countries need to integrate renewable energy on a larger scale. How can governments create a political framework that drives the development and integration of renewable energy?
We believe that the foundation to any successful renewable energy industry is rooted in public policies. That is why, in order to drive the market for renewable energy, we need to have public policies that are transparent, long-term, and certain. Only then are we able to drive the demand for renewable energy, as well as provide the certainty that drives investments. Transparency means that the public policy is clear, is focused on the inclusiveness of all stakeholders involved in the sector, both when you design the policy but also when you implement it. Setting long-term horizons on your targets, on your support systems, is extremely important for attracting investors. Certainty means giving the investors the security and the clarity to ensure that the public policy is not changed or altered by the policymakers. It takes time to change an energy infrastructure, and there needs to be a certain transparency about having a true price of energy so people can understand why it's there, why it's needed. It needs to have long-term horizon because renewable energy projects run for 20 to 25 years, and it needs to have the security and the certainty that the policies will stay in place over that long-term horizon for investors to really feel that that market is attractive for renewable energy.
If countries want to increase the level of investments in renewable energy, governments can play a vital role. How can governments promote an investment-friendly market?
We believe substantial goals are necessary in order to signal investors that there will be a market for renewable energy. Governments need to provide security of investments by setting ambitious targets. By setting substantial goals, investors know that governments are keen to transform their energy infrastructure to a green energy infrastructure. What is important here is that with the target, you give your investors the certainty that will eventually drive your market. There are some very good examples out there in terms of long-term targets. China is an obvious one. They have 2020 targets to renewable energy. The European Union has just set a 2020 target for renewable energy. All very good examples of target setting.
Investment in renewable energy can be ignited in many different ways. Governments can introduce several financial schemes that can make a world of difference.
We believe supportive financial schemes are needed to create an effective market structure that improves the competitiveness of renewable energy and establishes an attractive investment environment. There are a variety of different supportive schemes that you can choose from. You can choose feed-in tariffs, you can choose quota systems, renewable energy credits, you can choose power purchase agreements. The important thing here is to look at the maturity of your market, the national goals that you have, and then design the right mix for your markets. A feed-in tariff has proved extremely effective to kickstart a renewable energy growth by putting in stable price frameworks for renewable energy investments. Well, this is not about subsidizing per se. This is about building a market energy infrastructure and the frameworks around it. And basically, if you compare it with the subsidies that flow into fossil fuels annually, with more than $300 billion globally, the amount of subsidies is trivial compared to fossil fuels.
To develop a renewable energy project, many stakeholders are involved, and there are many processes that developers need to go through. How can government help more projects get off the ground, and in shorter time?
Many bottlenecks in the project development process occur because of inefficient procedures. Governments can improve the speed of development and the rate of investment in renewable energy by improving the planning and approval process. We'll take wind power as a case. One of the clear benefits of wind power is that it's extremely fast to install. From production to development, it is absolutely the fastest energy source and a renewable energy source that you can have. With long lead time on administrative procedures, you risk losing that benefit. Efficient administrative procedures are characterized by short lead times in terms of project development. It's about reducing to a minimum the amount of time needed for project developers to realize their projects, establishing one central authority, combining all the necessary administrative steps into one-stop shop. Well, the benefits are quite clear. If you have long administrative procedures, cost goes up. And this is all about cost of energy. It's all about sending the price signal to the investors.
Energy production has an impact on the environment, some forms more than others. But is this impact included in the price we pay for energy? What should governments do to make the market more transparent?
We believe pollution from fossil fuel emissions is not free. Addressing this fact, whether through emissions threshold, cap and trade systems, or price on carbon, is the first and major step towards allowing for rational decisions to be made on energy. Well, currently, the market does not internalize the external costs associated with energy production, meaning whenever you burn fossil fuels, you have costs associated with health, with environmental issues, pollution, soil degradation, a lot of issues you need to address, and that needs to be factored into the energy price. By internalizing these costs, you ensure that you get rational energy decisions, that you get a truer price of energy. It is important that the price is high enough to change behaviors both from an individual level but also from an investment level.